Chief Information Security Officer, CISO. And for you guys who are in the chat, who are in the cybersecurity profession, if I'm saying it the wrong way, just correct me. But I'm going to tell you like this. You can make big time money. $1 million. $1 million salary. You don't believe me? Okay, I'm going to share that with you right now. Let me get my screen up. Chief Information Security Officers land nearly $1 million pay packages. As cyber threats become more prevalent, the demand for cybersecurity talent continues to rise. The top cybersecurity role that exists today is getting pay packages of $1 million, according to a 2022 survey by Hendrick and Struggles. And the role itself is called a Global Chief Information Security Officer. And the acronym is called CISO, CISO. Chief Information Security Officers are typically the most senior level cybersecurity professional or person responsible for protecting an organization's assets. And in 2022, 69% of CISOs in the US indicated in the survey that the majority of their career had been spent in IT and cybersecurity. So if you guys want to become an executive making $1 million a year, the majority of people who get into that position have a background in IT or cybersecurity. IT or cybersecurity. And you have to do it for a number of years. But the US-based CISOs reported median-based packages or median-based compensation of $584,000, a 15% from last year. Guys, think about that. Average pay for a CISO, whatever you want to call it, Chief Information Security Officer, $584,000. When taking into account bonuses and company equity, their packages rose nearly to $971,000 from last year, which is a 4% increase from last year. Because as we mentioned, cybersecurity talent, there's not a lot of talent out there. There's so many roles that exist out there. And at companies like Booz Allen, who hire a lot of these folks, the entry-level role for a cybersecurity professional is $150,000, guys. $150,000. Think about that. You want to get into cybersecurity, you get all your certs or whatever it is that you get in, you take your boot camps, you go to a place like Booz Allen, entry-level cybersecurity workers are getting paid $150,000. $150,000. That's more than what you would make entry-level sales. That's more than what you would make next-level account executive in sales. Now, don't get me wrong. You come to a company that I work for, you're making more than that as a base salary. Or you go to a company like Microsoft and you're in sales, you're making more than that. You're making $500,000. You're making just about what the CISO is making if you're in sales. But if that's not your path, you don't want to go into sales, you want to make some big money, cybersecurity is the profession for you. Especially if you want to get to that executive level. You want to get to that executive level, guys, you can be making up to $1 million a year. And I'll tell you why. The compensation for CISOs continues to rise along with their value and importance in organizations. In just the last 3 years, the CISO role has evolved to be more center stage, with these leaders taking on a more holistic enterprise focus. CISOs are assuming more strategic and risk-related responsibilities, often interacting with the board and providing a unique view of risk to help navigate cyber threats, a rising concern that has grown in priority. Companies are getting hacked. When you get hacked, your value drops. You're at risk. You're putting your most valuable assets at risk. You're putting your customers at risk. Companies don't want to face that challenge anymore, so they're putting a lot more strategy around that CISO role, which therefore they're getting higher packages because they're in elevated positions. There's not very many of them. They demand more. They're more strategic. They're as valuable as chief information officers now, chief technology officers now, chief operating officers now. Their responsibility is a lot. And there's a need for top cyber talent. Between 2013 and 2021, the number of unfulfilled cybersecurity jobs worldwide grew by 350% to about 3.5 million. Not only is there a need for entry-level workers, but company leadership must place more emphasis on cyber and information protection at the board and C-suite level. CEOs at every Fortune 500 and mid-sized to large organizations should advocate to get cybersecurity experience on their boards. They're putting cybersecurity executives now on boards because they have to look at the risk. As we continue to evolve and technology continues to evolve, more data is being used. Therefore, the risk is higher. Last year, only 17% of Fortune 500 companies had board members with this type of background. By 2025, however, Cybersecurity Ventures predicts that 35% of Fortune 500 companies will have board members with cybersecurity experience. Now let's talk about the CISO role. There's burnout. Just like in any executive role, just like any leadership role, you can face burnout. I'm taking 2 weeks off right now because burnout, right? I haven't been live talking to you guys during a week. Why? Because of working hard, burnout, right? You get your time, you take it. I'm doing that over the next 2 weeks. September the 2nd, all the way to September the 15th, I am off the clock. Despite its increasing pay packages, CISO's burnout and stress affected many professionals surveyed by Hendricks and Struggles. In fact, 60% respondents said stress related to their roles was the largest personal risk they face, with 50% saying the same about burnout. A lot of stress has to do with the regulatory pressures and potential for personal liability with cyber attacks. So when you're at that top position, guys, when you're at that top position, you're operating as a president. Comes with a lot of stress. You want to make a lot of money, comes with a lot of stress. Many of you want to make a whole bunch of money. You want to, like, Antoine, you know what? I want to be like you. I want to make 250. I want to make 500,000. I want to be like, I want to go and become a CISO, Chief Information Security Officer. I want to make $1 million a year. Man, you have no idea how much stress it is to make that amount of money. It's not easy. I want to make $2 million a year. You got to learn how to live and operate in stress. Any of these top jobs that are paying this amount of money, the majority of people are operating under a lot of stress. They may look like or seem like it's an easy job. I may get on here and act like it is as well too, but my job is stressful. But it pays me a lot, and I'm able to deal with that stress. The role of a CISO is stressful. They're saying that. That's one of the top issues with having such a leadership role like that, the stress levels. But you're making $1 million. Even at the executive level, COOs, CEOs, the stress level, becoming the president of this country, stress levels. You're making money though. I wanted to make sure I hit that article because there's a lot of money in tech, guys. There's a lot of money in tech. You don't have to just do cybersecurity. Fantastic path. You don't have to do data analysts, data analytics. Fantastic path. You don't have to do project management. Fantastic path. You don't have to become a coder, although it's a fantastic path. You want to get to a lot of money, you can go do sales. No, but you don't even have to do sales. There's so many paths in tech that you can get to the money. And I just want you guys to know that. Now, I do want you guys to take a path. And when you take a path, I want you to think about your vision and your goal to ultimately get to where you want to go. Maybe for many of you guys who are already in cybersecurity right now, Brother Ronnie, Brother Henry, Brother PBO. Brother PBO, this is your position right here. CISO. $1 million pay packages. You are already, helping out board members already, executives. Go ahead and get it. Be applying for these CISO roles. Get to that money. Get to that money. All right.